I just quickly want to kind of touch upon recipient behavior, because this is what mailbox providers are mainly measuring when they're determining if your mail goes to the inbox or if it goes to the spam folder. Because email senders, we only have access to those few data points, right? The opens, the clicks, replies, unsubscribes. But mailbox providers are looking at a lot more information to try to figure out what their users are actually finding value in. So, becoming more focused on user engagement is going to really kind of help you. It's sort of like a proxy for how the mailbox providers look at that. So, just keep in mind that mailbox providers all have a really common goal for how they deliver the mail, right? They're really looking to surface the messages that are, first of all, safe for their users. And that's the important thing, because I think about 90 to sometimes 95% of the mail that's sent towards mailbox providers on any given day is hardcore, like malicious stuff, like not even just spam that's about Viagra or something like that. It's actual, malware and really scary stuff that recipients should never actually have to see. So you're trying to kind of deal with this last 5 to 10% of mail that looks legitimate, might be legitimate, and they're working off of all that information, right? So it's some of the ways that mailbox providers are gauging the positive and the negative signals. So the positive ones might be things like opening mails, clicking on links within those emails, replying. If you're saving emails to a folder, that's something that they're saying, oh, well, interesting. They like that mail. They want to save it for later. If you're starring a message as important, maybe if you're forwarding it on to friends or colleagues, if you're adding that sender to your address book, or a really big positive signal for mailbox providers is if you find a message in your spam folder or your junk folder and you say, this is not spam, or you drag it out of that and back into your inbox. So that's saying, hey, mailbox provider, I think you got this wrong. I really like that mail, right? So all of that stuff is viewed positively by mailbox providers. And then they're also looking at negative forms of engagement. So figure spam complaints, they're looking at the bounce rate. So if you send to 100 people, how many of those messages are valid addresses versus invalid? So they're trying to gauge the quality of your sign up process. They're also looking at things like, do you get mail from certain senders that you never open or click or engage with in any way? Or maybe you just drag it to your trash folder, or you delete it as soon as you see it. So all of these things are little signals, but I would say by far the biggest one is that spam complaint rate. You'll notice that I didn't really mention unsubscribe rates in my list here, but that's because mailbox providers aren't looking at unsubscribe rates in the same way that we are, right? In a way, that's a good thing, right? If people want to unsubscribe, if they want to get off the list, let them get off the list. But essentially, that's mailbox providers are taking all this data and trying to figure out essentially what's going to make my recipient happy, right? If I'm a Yahoo user, what's going to make me stay at Yahoo and not take my email address over to Gmail because they don't want me to leave, right? So I think they're really doing the best to protect their users and to do that. So I think that's from our side as senders, we do want to look at all of the metrics that are available to us.